I'm going to teach you 2 easy card tricks that you can learn in under 2 minutes, and they're sure to get you a big reaction every time. Now, these card tricks can be done with just a normal deck of cards and don't require any setup, so you can do them anytime and anywhere. So let's start with the first trick, which is probably the easiest trick in the world. Now, I'm first going to do the trick, and then I'm going to show you how it's done. So as you can see, I've got a normal deck of cards that is completely shuffled. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a card, and it really can be any card. And when you pick the card, I'm going to look away to make sure that I cannot see this card. So here we go, looking away. This is your card, and make sure to remember it. So I'm going to take your card, and I'm just going to slide it back in the middle of the deck. Now, I haven't done anything tricky like moving it to the top of the deck, so it's really in the middle of the deck, and there's no way that I can know where it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn around and I'm going to make a quick prediction. Okay, so now you can tell everyone what your card was. That's interesting, because behind my back, I took one card and I flipped it over. And I think you'll find that the card that I flipped over is actually your card. I mean, come on. Did that fool you? Come on. And now, let me show you how it's actually done. Before the trick even starts, you want to show your audience that this is in fact a normal deck of cards and that all the cards are actually shuffled. And so you're trying to create this feeling of trust. The feeling of trust that you're going to completely abuse by tricking the living crap out of them. And so once you've shown your audience all the cards, you can ask them to pick a card, and it really can be any random card. So here we go. For example, King of the Flower ones. While they're looking at the card, you're going to turn away, claiming to give them some privacy. But what you're actually doing is setting up the deck of cards for the trick. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 cards and place them facing down on the top of the deck, so that even though all the cards are facing up, it looks like the whole deck is facing down. And you can even take 1 card off the top to really sell the illusion. But if they ask you to show the next card down. Moving on. Next, you're going to ask them to place the card back in the pile. And that's it. The trick is pretty much done. All you need to do now is find an excuse to turn around so you can flip those 2 top cards back around. Now, this could be, oh, I'm making a prediction. Or it could be, I need to do the magical twirl. Or it could be, oh, just give me a sec so I can like this video. And then all you have to do is spread your cards out to reveal that one of them is facing up, and it is the card they chose. Magic. We're now going to move on to the second trick, where you're going to read your spectator's mind. So again, I'm going to perform the trick, and then I'm going to show you how it's done. So I've got my deck of cards, and the deck of cards is completely shuffled. So there's no trickery going on. And I'm going to start dealing the cards from the bottom, and you can ask me to stop whenever you want. So I'm starting from the bottom. Okay, we're going to stop here. Now this is your card. So I need you to focus on the card, and I'm going to read your mind. Was your card the Queen of Diamonds? Yes, it was. So how did I do that?
Magic.
But actually, it's not. So let's see how it's done. So like before, there's no setup. So you can show them that this is just a normal deck of cards and all the cards are shuffled. Hell, I mean, you can even ask them, to shuffle all the cards until their little hearts are content and then give the deck back to you. It doesn't matter. When you get the deck back, you're going to turn the deck around like this. Now, from your angle, it doesn't seem like much, but from my angle, when I twist it, I can actually see the card on the bottom. And remember the card on the bottom, because this is the card that your spectator is going to magically pick. Now, before you start dealing the cards from the bottom, what you're going to do is you're actually going to move the bottom card slightly to the side so that when you're picking cards, you're actually always picking the second card from the bottom. Now, obviously, you don't want your audience to see what you've just done. So you want to hold your deck of cards like this so that it covers that bottom card that you've just pushed to the side. And it still looks quite natural. So with this script, you continue removing cards from the bottom. And when they say stop, all you have to do is you take that bottom card and you just push it back into place. Now, with that bottom card back in place, it's time for you to show the audience the cards. Then you have to tell them to really focus on the card because you're going to try and read their mind. And then you give the big reveal and their little minds will explode. And here's a bit of a bonus trick, because it's essentially the same trick as the last one, but this time you're going to read into the future. Now you start the same way by showing them that it's a normal deck of cards and it's all shuffled and they can shuffle it and they can give it back to you, and then you can do the sneaky little turn thing to see the bottom card. And so it's all the same thing up until this point. Now, because you already know the card that's going to be picked, you can write down a prediction somewhere or send a text message with a prediction, but make sure that nobody sees the prediction. And then you just go through the normal trick where you're picking cards from the bottom until they say stop. Show them the card, which is the Queen of Diamonds. And this is when you ask them to look at the prediction. And obviously the prediction is going to match the card and they will have no idea how you did it. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you hopefully quite soon. Ciao!